Hello, and welcome once again to What's Hot with Sea of Tranquility. I am your host, Pete Pardo, publisher of SOT. You can visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. Today is Friday, May the 1st. Welcome to May, everybody. And we are here at Brian's Backyard Barbecue with owner Brian Remaley.
Yes.
Welcome to Sea of Tranquility. Thanks for having us today.
No problem.
So, for those of you who live in Orange County, New York, and have never been to Brian's Backyard Barbecue, it's a wonderful place. Brian specializes in barbecue, Southern-style fare, craft beer, and most importantly, live music. So, Brian, why don't you tell us a little bit about the restaurant, how long you've been here, what you guys specialize in?
Okay, well, basically, it all started in my backyard. That's why it's called Brian's Backyard Barbecue. It started back in 1993 as a family reunion. And then in 2004, my nephew had passed away, and the late Bill Perry and little Sammy that's in a nursing home that was a front man for Levon Helm said, "Hey, Brian, why don't we start a memorial?" And so there, life took, the strangest things in life, it takes its own course. And over the years, a blues musician said, "Hey, Brian, people need to taste your barbecue." And I was like, "Who the heck's going to buy it?" So in 2010, I decided to take a chance with my wife and I, and I walked away from everything, to leave the construction field and to allow my nephew to live his life through me here is what it's all about. And my goal here at Brian's Backyard Barbecue is to make this place a legacy, as well as to give all these musicians a home away from home. I mean, how many people can say they had Johnny Winter play at their place?
That's right.
An icon, just won a Grammy, and unfortunately he wasn't there to receive his Grammy.
Right.
But one of the top all-time guitar players, I had Jim McCarty from Cactus, or Tony Martin from Black Sabbath here. I mean, the list goes on and on, and normally these musicians wouldn't come here to Wallkill, New York, Middletown / area, but they come here because they know I'm for the musicians. I'm not out to take advantage of them, and they have a special home here.
Absolutely. And you can't really see the whole plate where this is the stage right behind us where all the bands play, but there's a large dining room here, bars on the other side, and, I've eaten here numerous times, and I think, as far as the menu goes, it's a wonderful selection of, Kansas City meets Texas-style barbecue, I guess, with a little Southern flair, right?
You get a little Southern Cajun. Everybody asks, what's your barbecue? And I said, it's Brian's. It's my own technique. I mean, I was lucky enough to hang with Myron Mixon, who's on the barbecue channel, and you learn from everybody. I grew up on cold smoke and hot smoke foods, and it's something that you enjoy. I've been cooking from the age of 12, and and then going into construction field, then going back to where your roots are. It's a very comfort thing, barbecuing. It's relaxing, and barbecue's a preference. If you want true barbecue, that's us. It's all log fed, no propane, no natural gas, no pellets, no nothing. I'm not taking it away from anybody that does that style of cooking. Barbecue's an art, and we use different woods for different reasons, for the sweetness and the flavors of the pork or the fish or whatever we're doing. And not only that, we're just a barbecue place. I have culinary chefs that work here as well, award-winning chefs that have been here. That's part of our team. And not only that, we do a Cajun flair. We do Cajun cooking. I bring alligator in. And now I'm going to be starting, what nobody really does in this area is wild game barbecue. I'm going to be doing that, and I support all the local farmers, and I support the community. I do a lot of fundraisers here. I just raise money for the Maria Fier Children's Hospital. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day, is building something that people can come, be themselves, and enjoy themselves. Like a perfect example, you can be that garbage man or that doctor or lawyer, and when they're here for the music, they would have talked outside those doors, but when they're here, they talk to one another. Now, when they're outside these doors at a gas station or a supermarket, they run into each other. They go, "Oh, I remember you from Brian's." And that's what it's all. It's bringing people together.
Yep, absolutely. And, I will make a recommendation. The brisket here is the best I've ever had. The pulled pork is delicious. The ribs are to die for, fall off the bone. The sides are really, really good. My personal favorite is the baked beans because they got those big chunks of burnt ends sitting in there. It's just absolutely great. So,
Yeah,
the cornbread, it's all good.
The burnt ends, people wanted burnt ends. Of course, I'll make it for them. But I use it in the brisket. I mean, in the baked beans. We do get some people that call me a couple of days ahead of time. Can we get to order your burnt ends? I mean, that is the tastiest part of the brisket.
The problem is we're here in Orange County, we've really been starved for good barbecue for a long, long time. I mean, there's a few places here and there. None of it is really spectacular, in my opinion, until I actually ate here. And I actually had come here numerous times to see music, but never actually ate here until, ironically, about 3 months ago. And I've been here like 6 times since. So
you know what? It's kind of hard. I was looking for a place when I came across here. I was looking for a place that was set up perfectly for music, and we do live recordings in here. Every musician that comes through these doors, I record them, and then we have the bar area. But to me, it's food and music first, then our craft beers.
It's
really
complimentary. I mean,
And I just don't bring any craft beer in. It's got to complement our spices and what we're doing here. And once people come here and experience the atmosphere. It's nothing pretty. It's a rustic. It's true, roadhouse.
Yep.
And we have everybody here, and I'm lucky to be embraced by the community. I must say the town of Wallkill. I give my kudos to them. They're big supporters. Dan DePew, the town supervisor, the fire department, everybody. They have a place where they can come and have true barbecue. And like I said before, barbecue's a preference. People aren't used to true smoked barbecue because of the bark. It tastes different. It smells different. They're used to, and I'm not knocking any chain restaurants. They're used to going to these chain restaurants where it's steamed. That's not barbecue.
Sauce thrown on it.
Yeah, sauce thrown on generic. We make our own sauces here, our own dry rubs here, and that's what makes it
sticky
homemade.
Bourbon. Go for the sticky bourbon. Trust me. So, all right, that's the food part of this. So let's get to the music. So Brian's got live acts here playing here all the time, almost nightly, I would think, right?
Yeah, pretty much nightly. Again, I have my open jams for the community. And, I want to give everybody an opportunity to perform here. And I just don't want to be just like any other place. And when I first opened up, I wanted to build it nationally. I'm part of a national tour circuit. There's only a few venues like me. You have Bethel Woods. You have the Chance, you have Tony, the Falcon, and then there's me. I probably bring in more national touring artists than all of them. Nothing against those. I'm more classic rock. Bringing your classic rock guys. I mean, I have Rock and Roll Hall of Famers that signed the walls here. I have actors that have been here, that have eaten here. That William Sadler, and they filmed a movie here. But these are all things that I'm very thankful. You don't meet people by chance. The reason why, and I believe that spiritually that God put people in my path for a reason, and it's for my nephew. And everything stems going back to where it all started. And I can't say much more. I mean, I had the opportunity to meet some great musicians here, and it led me to meet Ted Nugent and actually cook for Ted Nugent twice. And he's my barbecue judge because here's a guy that lives off the land.
Yeah, absolutely. So in honor of your nephew, over the last couple of years, actually you've probably been doing it longer than that.
11 years.
11 years.
11th anniversary.
So you do this all-day festival in June in your backyard in Campbell Hall, New York, and we've got it coming up at the end of June. You've got a solid list of acts. So who we got playing this year?
This year, oh boy!
That's June 27th.
June 27th.
Tickets still on sale?
Yeah, we have tickets available. They're limited tickets, and this is where you can come and be a part of where Brian's Backyard Barbecue started. And you can be upfront and personal and sit down as Peter and I are talking right now. You could be talking to the great musicians of all time that are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, where you would never have that chance anywhere to be that close to them. This year I have Artimus Pyle from Leonard Skinner. Artimus is one of the true pioneers. And here's a gentleman that you can sit down, he'll tell you the story, how many times the plane actually went down with Leonard Skinner. It went down 3 times. And the last time, unfortunately, they went down, Ronnie Van Zant had passed away, and Artimus and 2 other musicians.
Right after the release of this classic album.
and then Artimus, living through that plane crash, goes to try to get help and gets shot by a farmer because he thought he was part of Charlie Manson's thing. Just to hear the stories. And then we have Pat Travers, one of the unsung heroes of guitar players, one of the top guys, been around for decades, and having him again a part of my nephew's memorial with Sandy Gennaro on drums, that played with Cyndi Lauper and all that, and then we have Cactus. Jim McCarty, one of all-time great guitar players.
Unsung guitar player.
Yeah, and everybody follows him. All your great guitar players look at Jim McCarty. And then on drums, you got Carmine Appice, one of the top drummers. John Bonham stole his licks. If you ever listen to some of Carmine, not taking any away from John Bonham, he's great. But Carmine, Cactus was the true American Led Zeppelin here in the United States. And Carmine and Jim McCarty and one of the best all-time bass players, Tim Bogart and all that. And then we have Corky Laing. Come on, the founder of Mountain, one of the founding members of Mountain. And Corky Laing, a super great gentleman. He was telling stories when he performed here about how he got his gold records in the mail. When he played up at Woodstock, they get their gold record in the mail, and then they got another gold record in the mail. They didn't have like they have on TV now, where you get presented with your Grammys and gold records. It wasn't nothing like it is today. And to hear the stories what these guys talk about. And Corky Laing has been a big supporter here. Then we have another good friend of mine that I've met. I have Derek St. Holmes from Ted Nugent. Every time you hear Stranglehold, there you go. He wrote a lot of songs and co-written songs with Ted Nugent. Also, he has his own thing that he does with the guy from, oh my God, my mind just went back. Brad Whitford of Aerosmith. They got a thing to go. Yeah, they're coming out with their new album, their second album.
That's what, 35 years in the making?
Yeah, 35. Yeah. And then you have my friend Greg Smith that played with Rainbow and everybody, Dockin. And he led me to Ted Nugent. He led me to Derek St. Holmes. And another unsung hero drummer that will be there is Chuck Berge. Now, Chuck Berge played with Rainbow. He played with Meatloaf. He played with everybody. Now he's currently Billy Joel's drummer. And Chuck Berge led me to these guys when he played here with a tribute band. And the list goes on. Richie Scarlett, a local guy that's on tour right now with Ace Frehley. Then we have Lynn Turner. He'll be performing. And here's a gentleman from Rainbow, Deep Purple,
Fandango.
Yeah.
Going way back.
And one of the top vocals in rock icons. And then you have, also Bobby Massano, who's played with Stevie Winwood. Every time MTV you hear, duh, duh, that's Bobby's jingle. And local blues artist, Papa Chubby, who's like God in Europe, and to have these guys and a local musician as well as Rob Daniels, the list goes on, and to be lucky to be a part of these guys performing at my backyard barbecue, and it's special. And there's one name that's not on there that will, if everything goes through, he's been part of my backyard barbecue for years, is Dennis Dunaway from Alice Cooper and Joe and Albert Richard, the founding members of Blue Oyster Cult. And what happened is the reason why they're not on the tickets or on the flyer right now, because Dennis Dunaway just came out with his new book, and they might be on that same date playing at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And
we can understand.
Yeah, and like I said, the list goes on. Other great musicians, Bobby Rondinelli,
Les Dudek still playing?
Yeah, Les Dudek of all. I can't forget Mr. Les Dudek.
Former Allman Brothers. Yeah.
And he put the slide work to Jessica and Ramblin' Man.
Yep.
When Dwayne Allman had passed away, Dickie Betts reached out to him, and then everybody was like curious: is he going to be with the Allman Brothers and take over? And Les had his own project. He played with Steve Miller. He played with Cher. Anybody who he played with, he brought that group to another level. And he's another unsung slide guitarist and
really, really strong solo albums he had throughout the 70s.
Yeah, Gonna Move. That's a great. If you have a chance, that's a great I'm going to move. It's really an honor, and I'm blessed to have these great musicians to be part of my backyard barbecue, as well as the restaurant performing here at Brian's Backyard Barbecue.
So that is Saturday, June the 27th.
Yeah, Saturday, June 27th.
And tickets are available here at the restaurant?
Here at the restaurant. And
they're going quick, so if you live in the area and are interested, if you live anywhere in the New York area and are interested, it's a very good time. I went last year. We had perfect weather. It was actually a little hot, but Brian's got a great spread of food there. There's beer and music all day, and camping is allowed.
Camping available.
Yeah, so and, it's a great outdoorsy music thing. I mean, we don't get a lot of that here in the New York area anymore.
And what happens is, it's so grateful, again, when Derek St. Holmes, and when I first met him, when he told me he heard about my backyard barbecue for my nephew's memorial, he heard it for the last 6 years. And it's amazing how the industry of musicians is such a tight-knit family that they're here in little old Bryan and Campbell Hall, New York, or the restaurant in Walk Hill, New York, and it's the outskirts of Middletown. It's between Middletown and Montgomery here at the restaurant. And, to see, something special building here for the community. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day, is building something that everybody can be themselves. It doesn't matter if you're a doctor or lawyer, a biker or whatever, everybody comes here and everybody's treated equally. We're all family here.
Great. So that is your assignment, is to either get yourself down here to Brian's, have some good grub, listen to some great tunes, and like I said, if you are interested in a full-day music festival, tickets are still available for June 27th in Campbell Hall, New York. A lot of great bands and artists playing, so if it sounds like it might be fun, let me tell you, it actually will be. So consider getting the tickets. So.
Yeah, the tickets are limited, and once tickets are sold, that's it. Yep. You're not going to be able to come in. and that's when we get into special. And I like to thank Peter for coming here and getting the word out about Brian's Backyard Barbecue, because a lot of people don't know where Brian's Backyard Barbecue. They might have heard about it, don't know about it, and it's special that you're reaching out to another audience and directing them to this direction here.
Yep, absolutely. So, Brian, thanks so much for having us here today. We really appreciate it. You can check out the schedule of events here at Brian's either on their Facebook page. We'll give you that URL. You'll see that on the screen, as well as the actual Brian's Backyard Barbecue website. So, again, for Brian Remaley, I am Pete Pardo for What's Hot with Sea Tranquility. See you again next week. We'll be back to our regularly scheduled programming, talking about some new releases. In a couple weeks, we're going to be back at Rock Fantasy with Steve Keeler. And a week after that, we are going to be back at the Warehouse with Dan Brown. So
two great places. Dan Brown, great supporter of music, as well as Steve from Rock Fantasy. When Tony Martin played here at Black Sabbath, and I got that call at 2 o'clock in the morning from my friend Greg Smith. It was Tony Martin celebrating his first Thanksgiving, and then here he is doing the Wizard here on this stage, and Steve from Rock Fantasy. Everybody heard about it. And right away, Tigman from WPDH, and it went like wildfire. And to have, again, these musicians from all over the world, they played on the big stages of life, stadiums and all that, and here they are on this stage right here behind Peter and I. Yep. That's amazing.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about. We're trying to bring music back here to the Hudson Valley, and we're all doing our little part, and, make the best of it. So anyway, great. Thanks for being with us, and we'll see you next week. Take care.